As a new beardie owner, one of my first questions was, what do I need to feed my dragon in order to keep it healthy? Hey, I'm Abigail Kessler, co-founder of Raising Reptiles. So, what do bearded dragons eat? Today, we have a marvelous array of foods to discuss. We'll talk about how to make a healthy salad, the feeder insects available, and proper supplementation. This is a healthy bearded dragon salad. Within it, I've combined 3 different types of dark leafy greens: mustard greens, dandelion, and collard greens. Also, there's shredded butternut squash, chopped up green beans, and a little bit of red bell pepper just to add some color enhancement. Finally sprinkled on top is Repashy Super Veggie. This supplement adds nutritional value as well as balancing everything out. In Raising Bearded Dragons, we show you how to get your picky bearded dragons to eat their greens and veggies. Over here, we have a large variety of feeder insects, mostly worms. We've got dubia, roaches, and crickets. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of each of them. Waxworms are essentially bearded dragon candy. Very high in fat, they should only be fed as a treat. They're slightly addictive too, so don't give them to your dragon too often. Here, we've got butterworms. Bearded dragons love these because of their high colors. You see their yellows and the reds. They're really high in calcium, also pretty high in fat, so don't feed them all the time. Only a couple times a week, if that. Over here, dubia roaches, one of the best feeder insects you can give to your bearded dragon. Each of them has the nutritional equivalent of about 5 crickets. You will dust calcium over them. These are staple insects. You'll feed them to young dragons daily and regularly to the adult ones. Over here, superworms. Now, larger dragons love these. They're fairly high in protein. They're also pretty fatty, so you don't want to give them a truckload of them. I don't recommend them for young dragons as they are very hard-shelled and have the potential to block up their system. Both dubia roaches and superworms are incredibly easy to breed, so if you have multiple dragons that you're feeding, or even just one and you don't want to constantly be going to the store, I highly recommend trying that out. Now here, these delightful bright green worms are called hornworms. They are the most nutritious worm on the market. Very fatty. You can give them to your dragon as a treat. As you can see, they absolutely love them. Although this little kid is distracted. He's been outside for quite a bit. We'll see if he eats it later on. I definitely recommend those only as a treat because they are so full of nutrition. They're also really high in fat and moisture. So don't give them to your dragon super regularly, once or twice a week at max. Yeah, you see the one in the dish. I see how it is. Yeah, see, dragons, they're picky. Weird little creatures. Over here, we've got phoenix worms. Now, there are some small ones and some large ones. They come in both sizes. This is also a staple worm for your dragons. They're high in calcium and they're low in fat. You can free feed these to babies and give 10 to 15 a day to adults, pretty much however much they'll eat. Now over here, we have crickets. Pretty much everybody knows what these are. They're not the best feeders for bearded dragons, but they're easy to find and they're easy to manage. I don't like them, especially compared to the dubia roaches, as they smell, they make noise, and if you leave them in the tank, a lot of people will just pour them into their tank. They have the potential to actually eat the dragon, so not the best feeder. They do work as a source of protein if you have no other option, but we definitely recommend dubia or discoid roaches. Over here, we have our supplements. This one is SuperCal HyD. You will notice before I get into that I use Repashy products. Repashy is really high quality. They're actually probably the highest quality supplement on the market. All of the powders are microfine. Each one of these, I only have the one dragon plus other lizards in the house, but each one of these containers will last me a really long time because when you have your feeders such as crickets, you're only going to be dusting them with calcium. That's a daily thing, but making the investment for these, they cost a bit more than, say, Zoomed or Reptiles products, but it is really, really worth it. Alright, so SuperCal HyD, this is a calcium supplement that is high in added D3. It's one of the best for bearded dragons. You'll just dust it on your crickets or roaches on a regular basis every single day for babies, and just a couple times a week for the adults. SuperVite is Repashy's multivitamin, and this is something that you'll give to your dragon at least 2 to 3 times a week, more with your young dragons. In Raising Bearded Dragons, the Ultimate Care Guide, we have a super extensive food list that goes over the supplementing schedule, as well as more of the different types of vegetables, as well as insects that you can give to your bearded dragon. We have just gone over some of the basics of what bearded dragons eat. Click on the link below to check out Raising Bearded Dragons, the Ultimate Care Guide. Purchase the guide today, and we will include a bonus food list. This is the most complete food list I've ever seen, so don't pass this up. Click on the link below today.